Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is the first dose of your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. And you can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page. You can find me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, Squirm Dog, Silent D, Chili Willy from Philly, Queen D, I Am Unique. Okay, Ladybug, Judah Queen, Antoinette, Nita's in Mike's World. Judette, The Zone Brown. All right, LaMarcus, Trisha, Black and Silver's in the house. Sweet Great Mom, Antoinette, Howard, LeVar. Hey, LeVar, hadn't seen you in a minute. Louise, Melanated Brown, Sebastian, Judette, Davida, Aeon's in the house, Asha. Okay, shots on target, Carmen, Shawana. Let's get into it. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Don't need a man stop telling me I do. Shout out to you, beloved. All right. NR Bobbitt is in the house and Queen Reflection. So listen, people, let's get into it. Okay? Let's get into it. Now, you know, I wasn't going to really, hey, Dervis and Courtney and JP. Listen, I wasn't really going to discuss this again until I watched Tasha K's response video last night, no less. I was at home. Hey, woke one. I haven't seen you in a minute. I missed you. Okay, so listen. Like I said, people, I wasn't, hey, favorable child, thank you for the kind words. I wasn't going to discuss this again, like I said, because the case is over, whatever. But until I listened to Tasha K's video last night. And I couldn't believe my ears. And so I said, you know what? I have to address this. Tasha K sounded like a whole freedom fighter. I mean, I thought that she was Rosa Parks incarnate. Okay? Oh, you missed me too, beloved. Thank you. So let's get into it. The salacious details and the nefariousness of it all. Because I'm going to tell y'all like this. Y'all might be laughing and thinking that Tasha K has to shell out all this money to Cardi B. But let me tell y'all something. Tasha K said money ain't a thing, okay? And the Ferrari and Jaguar switching 4 lanes, right? With the top down, hollering out, money ain't a thing. That's Tasha K right now. She said money's no thing, and if y'all thought it was going to break her, it's not. So let's talk about it. Now, first, let's get into what Cardi B had to say, because Cardi B spoke out a couple of days ago. And here's what she had to say. Cardi B speaks out after winning additional $3 million in defamation suit. Now, Cardi B is filled with great happiness after winning an additional $3 million in her defamation lawsuit against YouTuber Tasha K. She says, after almost 4 years of repeated libel and slander against me, being able to walk away from this victorious brings me great happiness. Cardi said this in a statement to Page 6 on Tuesday. She said, I appreciate Judge Ray for conducting a fair and impartial trial. And the I Like It rapper also expressed that she did not think she would be heard or vindicated after the blogger spread the vile and disgusting and completely false narratives that were repeatedly and relentlessly being shared online. She said, I felt completely helpless and vulnerable. I have never taken for granted the platform that my fame allows me to have, which is why for over 3 years, I dedicated every resource I had to seek justice. Now, the Grammy winner explained that she knows how powerful social media can be because that's where she first found fame, noting that she wanted to fight for justice, not only for herself, but also other people dealing with online bullying. She says the only difference between me and the high schooler who is being cyberbullied and lied on by their classmates is the money and resources that I have access to. We collectively have to say enough is enough. We can no longer be in a society that turns a blind eye to blatant lies. Now, the unchecked behavior and probably false content on platforms. I think this is a typo. But anyway, the unchecked behavior and false content on platforms like YouTube have to be addressed and removed. The constant harassment and lies that are reported as factual from journalists and bloggers has to end. Cardi expressed hope that her experience forces platforms that allow cyberbullying to rethink what moves us forward as a society versus what cripples us. Actually, they both kind of sound like Rosa Parks, but Tasha more so than Cardi. But let me continue. I am grateful for the jury and their careful deliberation over the past 2 weeks. I am profoundly grateful for the hard work and support for my legal team. Most importantly, thank you to my family and close friends who held my hand and helped me get the support I needed during this experience. Now, Tasha, whose real name is Tasha K, was ordered to pay on Tuesday, pay Cardi $1 million in punitive damages after the performer accused the blogger of defamation. Additionally, Tasha's company, Kibi Studios LLC, was ordered to pay an additional $500,000 and reimburse Cardi's legal fees, which added up to $1,338,753.47. All of that is in addition to the $1.25 million that Kibi was ordered to pay on Monday, making the total more than $4 million. Damn, Tasha K, you should have just kept your mouth shut, boo. But let me continue. So Cardi's victory came after she took to the stand last week to share that Tasha K's lies made her extremely suicidal. Didn't I tell y'all that's what put the nail in Tasha's coffin? When Cardi got up there and was talking about she was suicidal and she was crying and all of that. And these weren't crocodile tears like the ones Kyle Rittenhouse and Kim Potter, the one who killed Deontay Wright, had, honey. These was real tears. Now, she says, I felt defeated and depressed. I didn't want to sleep with my husband, Cardi told jurors, adding that the ordeal caused her to suffer fatigue, weight loss, migraines, and anxiety, and ultimately forced her to seek help from a therapist. Cardi claimed that Tasha told her followers that the hip-hop star had herpes and spread other false narratives, including that she cheated on her husband, Offset, used cocaine, was a prostitute, and she effed herself with beer bottles on effing stripper stages. She also alleged that Tasha's lies about her having herpes caused fans to question whether it was inappropriate or appropriate for her to kiss her daughter Culture, whom she shares with Migos member Offset. Her legal team claimed Tasha knowingly published lies about Cardi for her own gain, though the vlogger denied any wrongdoing. Reps for Cardi and Tasha did not immediately respond or return page 6's comments. Now, that all being said, let me see what y'all said in this chat. Let me see what y'all are saying in this chat. Hold on. TK was over there bragging on her husband, but ain't he the one that said she lied on the stand, said Queen's reflection? She was bragging on her husband. That was likely damage control. That whole little shenanigan that she pulled with her response, to me, that was all just damage control and mammy-splaining. Because at the end of the day, her husband did throw her under the bus. She told the jurors and the court that he was the president of the company and he was responsible for moving them videos and all this, that, and the third. And he got up there and said the opposite. So, hey, it is what it is, honey. Okay? It is what it is. Lies always come out. Tasha and her winos will be paying Cardi B. Yep. Melanated Brown said, should have just removed them vids, got cease and desist. I don't think whatever, I don't feel no type of way at all. Well, honey, exactly. Favorable Child said, Tasha K is weird to me, okay? Desmond said, shaking my head, ain't no good karma coming her way. And Renee says, Tasha K knew what she was doing. Now Tasha K is famous. The whole world knows Tasha K now. That's why money ain't a thing. Let me tell y'all this. I know some of y'all think Tasha K did this for fame and publicity, but no, she didn't. First of all, Tasha K was already famous, honey. Everybody knows her on these YouTube streets, and not just on YouTube. And you think somebody want to spend $4 million to get famous, honey, for everybody to know their name? I'm sure they don't. Okay. From what I read, her net worth is not even $4 million, let alone having to pay it. And even if it was, here's the thing: who wants to give somebody that they can't stand? Do y'all know she hates Cardi B? Who wants to give a person that they clearly cannot stand $4, let alone for $1 million? Okay? So please, it was not on purpose. Tasha K didn't do this on purpose. What she did on purpose was tell lies and spread malicious gossip and rumors, as that's been proven. But the thing is this, she could not have in any way, shape, form, or fashion known when she was doing all that Cardi B was going to sue her behind. She couldn't have known that. So clearly she didn't do that for fame, honey. She did it to clout chase on YouTube. She did it to get monetization and to generate revenue and likes and views and clicks on YouTube. That's why she did it. And the reason that I believe that Tasha K wouldn't remove any of those videos with the lies that she spewed, and why I believe that she still to this day, even in her own response, won't accept accountability or culpability for the things that she said that's clearly been proven to have been lies. The reason she won't do any of that is because she's a whole narcissist. And one thing that I know about narcissists, I know plenty about it, but I'm going to tell you just one. One thing I know about narcissists is that they will not ever admit to being wrong. They accept no accountability. Whatever they do was somebody else's fault. Somebody else made them do it. Okay? Somebody else made them do it. It's never their fault at the end of the day. A narcissist will sit up there and they will set a house on fire. And when the house burns down to the ground and you ask them, why did they set that house on fire? They will have some logical explanation in their own mind to explain it away. Okay? Well, it was some people trying to kill me, and I had to go on the run. So I set the house on fire to throw them off so they think I was in there already dead. I mean, they'll come up with any kind of crazy excuse. They don't care. But what they won't do is tell the truth to themselves and to others. And they can't tell the truth to other people because they won't even be honest with themselves. You see, they have to live in their lies. And the more you live in your lies and your BS, you start to actually believe it. It's called being a pathological liar. And I do believe that's what Tasha K is. I believe that she's a whole pathological liar. And she said herself on the stand that those things that she was saying about Cardi, she knew they weren't true, but it was for entertainment purposes. How stupid is that? You can't just go around here saying reckless things and telling lies and making up stuff on people and pushing false allegations just for entertainment purposes and think just because you say allegedly that's going to get you out of a mess. You just can't do that and get away with it. Well, you can if a person's not willing to fight back and to sue you, you can get away with it. But at the end of the day, she brought this all on herself. Now, let's hear what Tasha K had to say. I'm going to play a little bit of her response. I'm not going to show the video because I don't need any copyright issues, but I will play some of it. But before I do, this is what I want y'all to know. Tasha K says that money is not an issue after being ordered to pay Cardi B nearly $4 million. And I want y'all to sit here and marinate on something yourselves. How would you feel? How would you feel if you had to pay someone that amount of money and then you knew that all you had to do was shut your mouth when you got the cease and desist? All you had to do was cease and desist and remove the video. That's all you had to do. But you know why she wouldn't and couldn't do that? Because narcissists will not ever do anything they're asked to do that would make it look as though they were wrong in the first place. Do you know how bad I would be kicking my own behind if I had to shell out $4 million? I don't care if I had 100 million. And the fact that I got to give someone millions of dollars over my own foolishness, and all I had to do was keep my big mouth shut and remove a few videos. Honey, I don't know what I would do with myself, honey. I would be so stressed out. But anyway, Tasha's clearly not stressed out because she said money ain't a thing, honey. So listen. So YouTube, Tasha K took to her YouTube channel, Unwind with Tasha K, to release what she called her one and only statement about the defamation trial between her and Cardi B. in the 12-minute and 20-second statement, she had some interesting things to say. Well, she certainly did. We're going to listen to it. That's what we're going to do. Some of you probably already heard it, because here's the thing. Though Tasha K lost this defamation lawsuit, and everybody should clearly know by now that she's a whole liar and that she just pushes narratives to clout chase. And as I told you before, the thing that I don't like about Tasha K, she's a plantation mammy to me. The reason I call her plantation mammy is because I've only ever heard her talk trash about black celebrities. Black celebrities, that's all I ever heard her talking about was black celebrities. And so, true justice, exactly, Queen. I would have never done that in the first place. Facts. Absolutely. GL says, Tasha K have big money backing her. I don't know, but I know she owes Cardi B $4 million. I know that much. Okay? So, with that all being said, I'm going to get into what she said on that little live in a moment, but here's the thing. They talk about the lawsuit, and plus they say she was hit with another order to pay Cardi $1.25 million. And they said it wasn't over from there. Some reporters on the scene, such as the lead attorney, Choke No Joke, and Dennis Byron, who were all there to show their support for Cardi B, stated that the judgment wasn't over at that time and that Tasha K was going to have to fork over some more money before it was all over, and they didn't lie. So on Monday, the judge continued to pile on to Tasha K's already hefty loss. The final order from the judge stated that Tasha K would have to come up off of a total of $3.88 million for damages that included pain and suffering for Cardi B. Now, let's listen to the statements. Because I'm going to tell y'all like this. Tasha K feeling like a real fool right about now. She should be, because she's sure looking like one. And then sitting up there trying to get up there and sound like Dr. King himself or Rosa Parks, a whole freedom fighter. I thought I was watching that movie about the March on Selma when I listened to her broadcast last night. I clearly thought I was back in 1965 and we was in a whole civil rights fight all over again. And she was the leader. But instead of Dr. King, it was Dr. Tasha K. Because I'm going to let y'all hear what she had to say. Y'all tell me for yourselves, honey. I'm not trying to be funny. Y'all tell me for yourselves if she don't sound like Sojourner Truth. Okay? Here we go. Lights up, everyone. Please like and share.
All right. These last 4 years fighting this conspiracy case have been extremely challenging, and yet I wouldn't change a single thing about it. I've learned so much. Every moment was incredibly powerful and insightful. The verdict handed down on Monday was no shock to myself, my husband, or my legal team. We are prepared, and we were prepared for this challenge from the beginning. Prepared for the worst, as we said. We called bluff against a machine that wanted to bully me for not wavering from my personal beliefs. A machine that has corporate interests to protect prostitution, drug use, promiscuity, and to glorify the violence that wreaks havoc on our society and in our neighborhoods. And to glorify its soul to our children as the it factor. This machine, this thing, secured an extremely prejudicial verdict against myself and my company solely off of sympathy and payola. Asking me to redact the real reason as to why I was reporting on the issues at hand, and succeeded in making me out to be an angry and malicious woman. This is a real business. I am a wife, of 17 years, a mother to a beautiful 15-year-old girl who's an honor student, and a 2-year-old son. My platform creates news and sheds light on the issues going on in our society. My First Amendment right poses a threat to the machine's sole intention to mislead the public with caricatures built on violence, selling sex, and images of a denounced stereotype. Look at Chicago and LA and various other cities that can't even sit in their own living room and braid their kids' hair without worrying about bullets flying through and killing their children. My First Amendment right was painted to the public and courts as a bully, vile, and malicious towards a machine that glorifies a lifestyle meant to serve as modern-day genocide on our people. A machine that clearly influences our children on how to kill, sell their bodies, and more. You can't bully someone or something that takes pride.
I had to stop right there. We're 3 minutes and 32 seconds into this 12-minute, 20-second commentary. Woke one said it sounds like a screenplay. Crystal said this chick done lost her mind. Yes, she really has. Let me say this. Y'all notice something? Now, Tasha K been on here gossiping, spreading lies and rumors and all that stuff, being hateful, falling out with everybody, doing sneaky, underhanded stuff like recording her once friend, Lovely T. And even after or during the time she was on trial with Cardi B, she fell out with her protege, Storm Monroe. They got into it on YouTube. She's always falling out with somebody black. She's always in some mess with somebody black. She's always being nefarious. Now, that Tasha K is not the same Tasha K that we're listening to. Okay? Not the same person that we're listening to. Cat Eye said, coming from the same person who victim shamed. Exactly. So here's the thing. She's sitting here. I want y'all to pay attention and good because I'm really offended by this. I'm cracking jokes because it is kind of funny. But at the same time, it ticks me off. You know why it ticks me off? Because I do real new black media work. I put in work. Okay? With that all being said, 3 of the channels that I go live on every day during my pro-black commentary and talking about the ills that go on in the black community and the things that happen to our detriment and all those things, 2 of those channels are not even monetized. So I don't do that for money. I do it for the love of my people. I really deal with revolutionaries that are in prison with life sentences, 40 and 50-year sentences, former Black Panther Party members and things like that. As I've told you all numerous of times, writing letters to parole boards. I really put in work for black people. What annoys me about Tasha K, she's sitting here now all of a sudden, she's talking about gun violence in the black community. Terry says, say it, Queen, a real journalist. Thank you, beloved. Forever King said, Queen, you are truly our queen of receipts. Thank you, beloved. Now, with that all being said, I want y'all to pay attention. She's sitting up here talking about gun violence, bullets killing our kids. Her First Amendment rights were violated, genocide on our people. Have y'all ever heard her say any of this on her live streams? Have y'all ever heard her address police brutality? Have you ever seen her interview the family of a black person assassinated by the police? What does she have to say about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery? My whole thing is now she's sitting there trying to paint a picture like she's so humbled and like she cares so much for black people all of a sudden. Bitch, please. I'm going to tell you like this. She don't give a dang about black people. LaMarcus said Tasha's now reading from a script, but back then, hold on, she is reading from a script, absolutely. And her lawyers maybe wrote it for her, okay? At the end of the day. Hold on, let me see if I can find LaMarcus's comment. LaMarcus said the IRS sitting on the front row and she didn't file taxes for 3 years. Honey, please don't tell me that. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. I'm trying to find your second comment. I can't see it. This chat is just going so fast. Anyway, let me say this, honey. Let me say this. She's sitting up here acting like she cares about black people. I want y'all to pay attention. Because I remember when all this mess between her and Cardi B started in September of 2018. And how do I remember? I'm glad you asked. Because that's when I first found her channel. That's when I first found her channel. And I started listening to her. And at the end of the day, I started noticing after a month or two that she don't never say nothing about nobody but black folk. And I didn't like that. Be an equal opportunist if you're going to gossip about celebrities or anyone else, as far as I'm concerned. But here's the thing. Oh, Libra said he's right. She haven't paid in 3 years. Well, honey, that's not good. So Scorpion says she is a narcissist, in my opinion. In mine too. In mine too. Now, let me say this. This is the same woman, if y'all remember, when her and Cardi B was having their little debacle going back and forth a few years ago, it was a woman named Remy who was friends with Cardi B. And Tasha was on her show. She kept calling the woman Black Lip Remy. I was offended by that. How you being a black woman, you going to try to clown a black woman and call her Black Lip Remy. And then you talk about Cardi B calling somebody's child a monkey. Both of y'all did the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Both of y'all aren't hitting on shots as far as I'm concerned. Tasha K has said numerous disparaging things about black women herself. So really, what can she say about Cardi B? As far as saying Cardi B does the same thing. She called that woman Black Lip Remy, and she said other disparaging things. And my thing is this, for her to be sitting here trying to fake and front like she really cares about black people, and she cares what goes on in our community, talking about genocide of our people, she's never once in her life on her channel that I know of been talking about genocide of black people, been talking about crime in the black community, been talking about police violence on black people, police brutality, been talking about a system of wannabe supremacy that oppresses and stresses us the hell out. She hasn't been talking about any of that. Now you're going to get on here all of a sudden after you lose your case and you clearly need them coins because you got to find them $4 million that you owe Cardi. You're going to have to get some of your moderators and some of your subscribers and followers and everything you can muster to get that paid. So now she wants to get on here and talk all nice and humble, not all loud and crazy like she normally talks. She's talking nice and humble. She said it was a conspiracy. Did y'all hear that part? She said this conspiracy to bully me because I wouldn't waver. Waver? You wouldn't waver. You're right about that. When you should have wavered, the time for you to waver, Tasha K. Somebody sent her this video. The time for you to waver, boo, was when Cardi B sent you that cease and desist. That's when you should have wavered. And you would have never got to this point and be out $4 million, okay, in a bag. And then she said a conspiracy. How is it a conspiracy? Did Cardi B know and her attorneys know that you were going to make up lies and spread malicious gossip about her? Did they know you were going to have Star Marie's lying self come on and tell you more lies so you can try to justify your lies? Did they know that Cardi was going to have to sue you and that Cardi was going to be stressed out and need to see a therapist? Did they know that you were going to say that girl had herpes and that a baby, her husband wasn't the father of her child and that she was sleeping with a record producer for 2 years? First of all, how did you know that? You didn't. So with that all being said, how is this a conspiracy? A conspiracy is when people get together in cahoots and work in concert and unison to bring down someone or something or to do something nefarious. They plot and plan. That's a conspiracy. This ain't no conspiracy, boo. Because you brought this on yourself. Now, Cardi B gave her a chance. I want y'all to pay attention. Cardi B gave her a chance when she sent the cease and desist, when she asked her to remove the videos. That was giving her an out right there. She should have took that out and went on and found her another topic or another celebrity to go in on. But she didn't do that because the narcissist within her told her to keep on going. The ego that she has. You know, they say pride goes before the fall, and that's the truth. She had too much pride to let Cardi win. That's how she viewed it. She viewed it as combats, as a competition. Like, I'm not going to lose to Cardi B. What did she say on the witness stand? She said Cardi doesn't deserve to have fame. Who is she to determine and decide who deserves to have what, let alone fame? That showed right there that she took this whole thing, it was personal. You see, here's the thing. When you're talking about celebrity gossip, you report the gossip. You report the news, the information. You don't get personal, because when you start getting personal, then you start looking at things with a jaded perspective. You start, viewing things from a different perspective. You have to be biased when you start doing that. When you make it personal between you and the person, then you start to be biased. And then you're more likely to do what she did. B. Tiller said, big hater. Yes, that was absolutely hated. And let me tell y'all something, because some of y'all don't understand what a hater is. Because I know a lot of Black people, if you disagree with them about something, and then they'll say, oh, you just a hater. People are not haters just because they disagree with you, boo. I mean, some people are. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. A hater is someone who goes and tells lies on someone that they envy. You see, there's a difference between being jealous and being a hater. And I'm going to tell you the difference. See, you could be jealous of someone. You could be envious of someone and they can have something that you want. And you could be thinking to yourself, how can I get that? How can I be like them? And you might be a little envious. But then you say to yourself, well, just like they got it, I can go get it. The difference between the hater is the hater can see somebody with something that they want and they don't have. And just because they don't have it, they don't want that person to have it either. That's the difference between a hater. A hater don't want you to have something because they don't have it. And that's the difference. She said Cardi B don't deserve fame. She feels like she does. And sadly, she's going to pay $4 million for doing so. And she still would not admit that she was wrong. She still would not accept any accountability for the things that she said. Now, instead of blaming it on herself, B. Honey said, green with envy. Exactly. Now, instead of her blaming herself for getting herself in this predicament, which she clearly did, she's blaming the machine. She keeps saying the machine. She keeps talking about corporate interest. Who's this machine? Is she talking about the system of wannabe supremacy? Is she talking about it's a whole network of people that's going against her? Who is the machine? Because I guarantee you, the machine, she's a part of it. You see, she's the same plantation mammy who has said numerous things derogatory about Black people. Now you pro-Black all of a sudden? Now you sitting up here talking about the violence in our neighborhoods. Now you sitting up here talking about you can't even go outside without bullets flying past your kids. Hold on, let me play a bit more before I finish my commentary.
And painting our children and teaching our children to be degenerates. And if you are a public figure that pushes this image and this lifestyle for likes and views and way to make money in our society, then I and we have the duty to exercise our First Amendment right as traditional media and new age digital media analysts to say no.
Then she needs to say no to herself. She needs to say no to herself. She said if you are a person who pushes lies and narratives for clicks and views or whatever, and for money, that's what she does. She said it in court that she knew the things she said wasn't true, but she did it anyway for, what was the word she used? For entertainment purposes. And then when they asked her about taking down those videos, she admitted that she kept them up for profits. So everything she just said, that's what she has done and does. So when she said we all need to get together and say no, she needs to say no to herself. Yes, B Cell says, wow, her delusions are amazing. Absolutely. Has she lost it? Silent D says, Tasha K sounded like somebody else that I know, but without the wig. Keyword wig. I'm through. I am clearly through. I agree, but I'm still through. Now let me continue.
This ain't it. This is not defamation or invasion of privacy when these machines have pushed this lifestyle on us for profit. This ain't about $4 million. This machine never wanted my money. They wanted to shut down my company in order to protect their assets that glorify this reckless and dangerous lifestyle pushed on us and our children.
Let me stop right there. Say what now? She said the machine never wanted her money. I want y'all to pay attention to what she's saying, because what she's saying don't make a bit of sense. You see, some people don't use critical thinking skill and analytical skills when they listen to stuff, and so they're not going to catch the BS that she's really spewing. It all sounds good and pretty and wrapped up in a bow, but when you unpack what she's really saying, it don't make a bit of sense. She said the machine never wanted her money. Right? Hold on, let me rewind that.
It was about someone demanding. This is not defamation or invasion of privacy when these machines have pushed this lifestyle on us for profit.
She said the machine pushed the lifestyle on us for profit. Then she later says the machine never wanted her money. Now, do they want money or not? Because you just said that they do this for profit. They push this lifestyle on us for profit. And then she says in the next breath, they didn't want her money. Make it make sense.
This ain't about $4 million. This machine never wanted my money. They wanted to shut down my company in order to protect their assets that glorify this reckless and dangerous lifestyle pushed on us.
Let me stop right there. She said they didn't want her money. They wanted to shut down her company in order to protect their assets and this lifestyle that they push on us. Now, somebody please tell me, if you can, put it in the chat. What in the hell does her company, her business, have to do with a lifestyle that's being pushed? Is her lifestyle or is her company funding it? She said they didn't want her money. They wanted to shut down her company so that they could continue to push a lifestyle on us. What does one have to do with the other? Let's continue.
And our children. It was about someone demanding that I respect and give respect to something that has never earned my respect. This is about changing the trajectory of how things have been done in Hollywood for over a century. There are no more gatekeepers, no more red tape, no more waiting to be picked and told what you have to do. If we simply believe in ourselves and our God-given right to live our lives purposeful and don't allow our gifts to die with us, we all hold the key to change.
One of the greatest.
I'm sorry. Ladybug said, Tasha K, what are you talking about, sis? Clearly. What is she talking about? None of what she was saying makes a bit of sense. Like I said, it all sounds good. It all sounds good, right? If you're not really listening. It sounds good on the surface. But she's really trying to sound like she's so full of love and admiration for Black people. And we all should know that she isn't. We all should know that by now. Like I said, she said disparaging things about Black people, especially Black women herself. She has fallen out with numerous of Black women, Lovely T included, who once were her friends. She fell out with Armand Wiggins, who was also Black and was one of her proteges. She helped him with his channel. She's fallen out with Storm Monroe, who's also Black. She supposedly was helping him with his channel. I'm just saying, you love Black people so much, but you fall out with Black people on a regular. Her head is in the space way up in the sky. Absolutely. I don't know what she is saying. She don't know what she's saying either. She's just saying a bunch of BS that doesn't even make sense to a fool. Hold on, let me go past this ad.
New age digital media such as myself and traditional media, we exercise our First Amendment right to publish our opinions and facts concerning these caricatures of stereotypes pushed in our homes and into our society, and we are just supposed to accept it because there's money on the table? No. Absolutely not. This case was meant to drain me financially, and it did not. And send a message to anyone who thinks they have the right to challenge a machine that protects their corporate interests. We knew this case. We knew why this case didn't go our way. Our First Amendment right was intentionally hindered from the moment the case was filed. My company and I have built a platform that has been stamped over and over by traditional media and, most importantly, my viewers.
What the F is she talking about? She is broke, is what Christmas says. Lil Marcus said, Queen, you may have to hire Tasha K in the future. I hope not. For what? I hope not. Asha Muhammad said Tasha K is touched. I'm going to say this. She sounds crazy. She does sound crazy. She sounds real crazy to me. I'm sorry, it's true. So is she funding lifestyles is what someone asked. Because she's talking about they're trying to shut her down so they can keep pushing these narratives or whatever. I don't know what makes her feel that way or think that way. Clearly, this is some rigmarole that she just put together. At the end of the day, like I said before, Tasha K did what she did. All she had to do was just let the stuff go. Just let it go. Take down the videos, cease and desist. Okay? And here's the thing. This is the kind of person I am. If somebody, unless somebody's coming for me, which Cardi B was never coming for Tasha K, unless somebody's coming for me specifically and saying some crazy stuff, if I start going in on them, that's one thing. But if the person isn't saying anything about me and I'm going in on them to the point that they feel the need to send me a cease and desist, I will probably just stop. I would probably just stop at that point. Even though I wouldn't be telling lies on anybody. If I tell you something about somebody, you can best believe it's true because I'm going to have the receipts to back it up. But at the end of the day, I would just let it go because if they're bothered enough, if it's affecting them to the point that they feel the need to send me a cease and desist, I'm just going to let it go because it's not that serious to me. It's not that serious. I don't even want the headache. Tasha K got what she asked for. Okay? She got what she asked for. She wanted clicks and views and likes. She wanted profit off of those videos, and she got all of that. And in fact, she got more than what she bargained for because now she's going to have to pay more than what she accumulated from telling those stories and lies. She's going to have to pay more in the end. Okay? And here's the thing. Like I told you all days ago, I don't like bullies. I don't like people who bully people, whether you bully them in person, whether you cyber bullying people or not. I have done numerous stories where people have bullied people into committing suicide. I don't find it funny or entertaining. And at the end of the day, it's really nefarious when you do something like that. When you need to ask yourself, what kind of no good, low vibrational, wicked, evil, malicious person makes up lies about a person, and not only the person themselves, but their husband and their child, and puts it out there for everybody to see and doesn't even bother to care how it affects them mentally or if it even does. They don't care. And even after they knew it was bothering the person, they still continued in their assaults and their attacks and viciousness. What kind of person does that? I'm glad you asked. A narcissist. A liar. A pathological liar. You know why I call her a pathological liar? Because a pathological liar, they're never going to admit that they lied. They're never going to own up to the lies that they tell. Because they lie so much that they often start to believe their own lies. And to them, they're in the truth. And everyone else against them is wrong and just haters and mad. It's a whole conspiracy, she said. The machine was trying to take her down. Did the machine know that she was going to make 40 videos of Cardi B talking trash and telling lies? Did the machine know that? Whoever is running the machine, did they know it? I'm just curious. I actually thought that she worked for the machine. And the reason I thought so is because when she's talking about corporate interest, she has corporate interest. Her company, her platform, it sits there, she sits there on her platform, demeaning people, telling these negative, low vibrational stories about people, Black people like her, and for the interest of making a profit and pleasing her sponsors. She has corporate interest. Do y'all see the fraud here? I hope y'all are not falling for the BS. Now, I know her winos are. I know many of them are because that's what they do. You see, the thing about YouTube, when you amass a cult following, a lot of times it doesn't matter what you say. You could be telling lies. You could be telling the truth. You could be saying, you could be right, wrong, or indifferent. And some people will be so obsessed that they will just go along with your BS, even though they should know it's BS. They won't see it because they're brainwashed. Okay? That's how it is. I'm serious. So with that all being said, all of this foolishness that she's sitting up here talking about, trying to act like she really didn't do anything wrong, it was a whole conspiracy to bring her down. Who was the conspiracy between? She keeps talking about this machine, but who and what is she referring to when she speaks about a machine? I'm just curious. Let's listen to a few more minutes before I get ready to finish my commentary and close out.
I have broken hundreds of stories on this platform from the moment I started recording videos in my guest bedroom back in 2015 while working at Seasons 52 as a server. I know y'all maybe think this is over, but no, this is just the beginning. I will spend as many years as I can to protect our right to voice our opinions and facts on these images that are sold and pushed on us. The appeal process has already started, and we intend to expose every conspiracy against me, my company, and my family. I was supposed to be destroyed a long time ago, but it did not happen. I am still here. We are still here. This machine tried to squeeze us for everything, but God said otherwise and blessed us with much, much more. We have built this platform video by video from my guest bedroom back in 2015, coupled with the best and most creative eyes and hands in production, my husband, my backbone. And he is the only man that encouraged me to fight this case from the beginning.
I'm sorry, but she didn't have any choice but to fight the case from the beginning. I want y'all to pay attention because the way she just said that, it sounded all, prophetic and everything, right? And all deep. My husband, my backbone, he is the only man who encouraged me to fight this case from the beginning. Honey, you didn't have no choice but to fight the damn case. After Cardi B filed that lawsuit, that's all you could do was fight the case. What else could you do? What else could you do? Somebody files a lawsuit suing you for libel, defamation, slander. You have no choice but to fight the case. So what are you talking about? Okay? I'm just saying. And she said her husband was her backbone. Well, honey, your husband got up on that stand and contradicted everything that you had said previous. Your husband got up there and threw you under the bus, beloved. But you talking about your husband's your backbone? Well, honey, you might need a new backbone or a back brace. I'm just saying. But let me continue.
My case will set a precedent for all future media, and we intend to fight until the truth is out. There was no defamation, no invasion of privacy, and suicidal thoughts, and we proved that with sufficient factual evidence. In court, my lawyers taught me about preserving the record so that it's noted for the future. Well, this is me right now preserving the record. We will fight no matter the cost or length, even if this takes years. I spent 11 years building this platform to serve as a leader in media. Media is a power, fighting machines with endless money protecting their investments. My husband has spent over 20 years working in production. We have over 1 million viewers and hundreds of millions of viewers, and most who have been with us since the very beginning. I love y'all so much for that.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna let that marinate. But let me tell y'all something. Woo, child, this is a long ace 12 minutes. Sounds like Tasha K is taking a script from the Matrix movie.
Welcome to Making Dough.
She is. That's exactly what she's doing. Okay. Who is she? Neo? I'm just saying. Morpheus in this piece. Here's the bottom line, people. She said her case would set a precedent for media. Absolutely. I told you all that before the case was even resolved. I told you this case was going to set a precedent because at the end of the day, here's the thing. These type of situations have to be addressed. Bella Hayes says Tasha K is actively... Hold on. Chat's going too fast. I hate when this happens. Hold on, people. Hold on. Oh my goodness, these comments, y'all are something else. I hate when I can't find a comment. Anyway, here's the thing. Jacqueline Debbie said, no ma'am, yikes, please. Facts, queen. Oh. Boy Broadway says, never has talked about any of those things on her Wino channel. Shaking my head. Exactly. Dark Skin Brother says, I didn't even know who Tasha K was until I saw people giving her that work. Wokeman said, maybe this is one of her multiple personalities. Well, it certainly sounds like it. This one sounds like she might think she's Rosa Parks, like I told you all. At the end of the day, you know, she brought all this stuff on herself. I have no sympathy nor empathy for her. And it's not that I care for Cardi B, because I clearly don't. Neither one of them are any type of woman that I would ever engage with, be friendly with, or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're just not the type of women that I would want to deal with. Tasha K is a plantation mammy, like I said. And Cardi B, well, I don't feel like Cardi B really cares for black women specifically. I think she loves black men. And like I told you all before, it's a lot of Latino and Hispanic women who don't like black women, but they love our black men. And they don't like us because they view us as their direct competition. So with that all being said, Tasha K is full of crap. And she is completely a narcissist, in my opinion, because she will not admit anything that she did wrong. And she wants to make this out to be conspiracy. Like people just got together and plotted and came up with a whole plan and said that they was going to take her down. First of all, who is she to take down? I want y'all to pay attention because some of these people on YouTube, honey, I'm not going to call names, but y'all probably know who the other couple of people I'm talking about. But some of these people on YouTube, seriously, they give themselves too much credit. They always thinking somebody want to take them down. Somebody's obsessed with them. Somebody this, somebody that. Honey, the only ones that want to take them down are themselves because they clout chasers. You understand what I'm saying? And they do anything for clout. And when you start doing anything for clout, saying anything and telling lies and BS and act like you just that and the third, you're soon to get exposed. You're soon to get called out. The truth will always come out eventually, no matter how long it takes. So when you have these people sitting up here talking about, oh, it's a conspiracy, somebody trying to take you down. Who's trying to take you down and why? Like, who are you? I'm just curious. Now, seriously, why would the corporation, the machine that she's talking about, want to take down Tasha K? LaMarcus says, you're right, queen. A Hispanic chick I used to talk to basically said black women are a threat to them. Yes, I know we are, honey. Because we drenched in melanin, honey. And who did it best? We do. And who was here first? We were. We are the mothers of civilization. So they can miss us with it. They can hate and hate on, honey. It's not going to do them a bit of good because we're still going to be fly, right? But anyway, let me get back on track. So JP said the new black media with receipts. Thank you, beloved. So my whole thing is this. Tasha K is full of shites, okay? She dug this hole for herself. and she could have ended this whole debacle a long time ago. All she simply had to do was the right thing. Stop telling the lies, take down the videos, cease and desist. As I said, she did, and now here we are. At the end of the day, I'm glad this happened, though. I'm glad this happened because people like her who maliciously go around spreading lies and gossip and just saying all types of things about people, they need to be dealt with. They need to get just what she got. You can best believe if somebody goes around here lying on the queen, saying things about me that are not true. Yes, I will be seeing you in court. That's what I'll do, honey. I'm very litigious. Okay? I'm very litigious. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. And one thing about me is I'm never going to lie or hate on anybody. I thank the Most High every day that I have never been a hater. You know what? I think that has to be the most miserable life to live, to be a hater. Can you imagine? Because haters, let me tell you what they do. Boy Broadway said, no lies detected here. Thank you, beloved. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, haters, from the time they get up in the morning to the time they go to bed at night, they're sitting there fixated on the person or people that they hate, wondering and thinking about what those people or that person is doing all day, trying to think of plans and plots and schemes to bring that person down. Sadly, some of these haters are sitting right in our midst. They sit right beside you. They walk behind you. They stand next to you and they act like they got your back, but honey, that's only because they want to stick a knife in it. Some of these people come to you as friends, but they really are nothing but a fake enemy, and they are sitting there waiting on your demise. They want to have a front row seat at your demise, and so they pretend to be your friends and that everything is peaches and creams. But if you look closely, and if you listen and you watch with your third eye, which I call the first eye, and you pay very good attention, and you watch their moves and actions and how people present themselves and what they say when you're doing good as opposed to what they say when you're doing bad, you can always spot a hater. You can always spot a hater, because I'm going to give you a few things that haters do. A hater is a person who, when you call them with good news, they don't have time to listen. And the reason they don't have time to listen is because they don't want to hear nothing good about you. But when you call that same person and stuff is going wrong in your life, or you depressed about something, you might have lost your job or lost some money, your car is broken, you can't get it fixed or whatever. Oh, they got all the time in the world to listen then. They got all the time in the world to listen then. They want to sit there and listen and give you bad advice on purpose. They want to tell you something to make you feel worse, not better. That's what haters do. When you tell haters about your dreams, thoughts, and plans and things you want to do, they try to talk you out of it or make you doubt yourself by giving you the worst case scenario instead of the best case scenario. That's what haters do. When you tell a hater that your man or your woman, you're having problems in your relationship, and you come to them for advice or you just talking to them about it, they give you the worst case scenario. They make you, after you're finished talking to them, you can go to a hater hoping that they'll give you some motivation, encouragement, and inspiration to make you feel better about the situation. But the hater's not going to do that. When you go and tell a hater your problems and issues, that hater's only going to make you feel worse. They're going to leave you feeling drained and sad and miserable. That's because haters are miserable. And it's very true. What our grandparents used to tell us, that misery loves company. It does. You see, Tasha K, I don't care how much money she makes on ScrewTube. I don't care how many followers she has. That's a miserable woman. You know how I know she's miserable? I'm glad you asked. Because only a miserable person would take the time, strength, and energy and have the patience to try to tear down somebody else on purpose by spreading false allegations or malicious lies and rumors in the window, things of which she had no proof or receipts of, ever. Only a miserable person would do that, because you see, happy people, high vibrational people who are happy with themselves and sure of themselves and that don't feel a need to be insecure about themselves, they don't move like that. They don't have time to hate on you. Happy people are always happy and in good moods and doing things and worried about what they need to do to better themselves. They're not over here trying to tear somebody else down. But that's what she was doing. She spent 4 years since 2018 trying to tear Cardi B down. Who has time for that? I know I don't. When somebody is a hater, I don't have time for them. If somebody doesn't like me, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't like me, I don't like your ass either. Because what I'm not going to do is like somebody who don't like me. That's what I'm not going to do. But that's not going to make me hate on you, because I don't have to hate on you just because I don't like you. But sadly, some people envy a person's looks, their intellect, the friends that they have, their ability to engage an audience, numerous of things. And let me say this to you. A person hating on you, it's not always about material things. It's not always about cash and cars and houses and drip and all that. It's not even always about that. Some people hate on you just because of the person you are. Some people hate on you just because of your spirits. There are some things about you that certain people hate because they know they can never have it. Because it's nothing that money could buy. It is something that is inherently within you. And they know it's not in them. And so they hate on you because they don't have it and they can't get it. And they mad because you got it, because you was born with it. You woke up like that. That's why some people hate. At the end of the day, Tasha K is miserable. If she were not, she would not have spent these 4 years going in on this foolishness, continuing this foolishness, talking trash and spreading lies. She wouldn't have done that, falling out with all these different people who were so close. And I want y'all to pay attention. When you see people fall out, because we all fall out with people. We all fall out with people, right? It's just a part of life. You know, somebody may cross us, say something bad about us, do something nefarious to us. You fall out with people. That's part of life. Everybody that starts off your friend may not end up being your friend. But here's the difference. I need you to pay attention to people like Tasha K, who are so close with so many people. And then one by one, those people start to fall away from them. They start to fall out with these people. We knew she was nefarious when her and Lovely T were supposed to be such good friends, and she secretly recorded Lovely T's phone conversation. Who does that? What kind of person does that besides a devil, besides an opportunist, besides a narcissist, besides a pathological liar, besides somebody who is not really your friend, somebody who comes to you as a friend, but you don't realize you're amongst enemies? That's the kind of person who does that. So you need to beware of those type of people. Some people are snakes in the grass. And they come to you with smiles and act like everything's all good. But they low down and dirty and they mean you nothing but ill will. That's the kind of person I see Tasha K as. She brought all of this on herself. This is a direct result of her own doing. And this is her karma. This is her karma. And it's really sad and unfortunate, because I know she don't have no $4 million to give Cardi B. I don't care if she got $10 million. At the end of the day, who has $4 million to give away for something that's not ever going to benefit them? Who has $4 million? She's already in the appeals process, she says. They're already appealing it. That's not going to do anything but drag it out for another year or so. Cardi B still going to get that bag, baby. You can appeal it all you want. The case is done. It's no way you can go back and undo the damage you already done. You see, you had a chance to do that. And that was when you got the cease and desist. And what did she say on a live stream when she showed the cease and desist? That she would take it and wipe her ace with it. That's what she said. That's what she said. So, with that all being said, I'm sure she'll still be making her coins on YouTube, and that's good because she's going to need them. She's going to need them. But I want y'all to pay attention. People that are liars and narcissists, one thing about them is they always get exposed sooner or later. And when they get exposed, interesting is they usually have to end up coming off the bag paying millions of dollars. She has to pay Cardi B $4 million. $4 million. That's a whole lot of money. As Sheila said, ego is a hell of a drug. Absolutely. And let's talk about it. Say, who wrote that mess? That's what I'd like to know. I thought her attorney wrote it, perhaps, until she started saying all that foolishness. That's when I'm like, she probably wrote that herself. When I started realizing it wasn't making a bit of sense, when she said they do this for profit, all they want is profit. Then she went back and said they never wanted her money. So I'm like, this is not even making sense to a fool. So clearly she wrote it herself. So with that all being said, now she's the victim, says Trisha. Exactly. And that's what narcissists do. They victimize and vilify and demonize people and then play the victim. That's what they do. That's what they do. At the end of the day, nobody really wins in this case. Tasha K is losing $4 million that I know she needs. And Cardi B maybe still suffering from the trauma. But at the end of the day, I know Cardi B likely feels vindicated because she won. And now everybody knows that all that stuff that Tasha was pushing about her was nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. And then let me say this in closing. When somebody goes out here and says certain things, if you have common sense, you should know that they're lying. Let me give you an example. When Tasha K said that Cardi B had herpes, how would she know that? How would she have known Cardi B had herpes unless A, Cardi B gave it to her, personally gave it to her, which we know that didn't happen, or Cardi B told her, which we know that didn't happen, or Cardi B showed her her medical records, or someone else showed her Cardi B's medical records. Either way, unless it was one of those three things, there's no way possible that she could have known that girl had herpes. That's why as soon as she said it, as soon as it fell from her lips, I knew. I said, this fool sitting up her lying on this woman. She better hope she don't get sued. That's the first thing I said, honey, because I'll sue you in a heartbeat. Like I said, I'm very litigious. That's the first thing I'm going to do, not the last. I don't have to put hands on you. If you out here telling lies on me, starting mess and BS, I'm going to sue you. I have no problem doing that. But that's when I knew she was a whole liar. Another thing is when she said that Culture wasn't Offset's daughter and that Cardi B was sleeping with a producer for 2 years, I said to myself, how could she know that? Did Cardi B tell her that? I think not. Did she do a DNA test on Culture to see if that was Offset's child or not? Of course she did. So how could she know that? Lies. And you know what? Some of those dumb winos, they believe that stuff. And you know why they believed it? Not because she had any proof, because she had none, not because there was one receipt. They believed it because they like gossip and lies and rumors and innuendo, because that's just what most people love to hear. Most people love negativity. And as long as you're talking shite about somebody, saying something bad or negative about somebody, many people want to hear it. And that's why the winos believe that mess. Not because it even made any sense. They didn't ask themselves, how the world could Tasha K know this? Because here's the thing. Even if someone told her these things, like Star Marie told her some of those lies, even if someone told her, how do you still know whether or not it's true? People tell lies every day. How do you know that you can believe what you've been told? That's exactly why hearsay is not admissible in a court of law, because you can't believe everything that you told, and people tell lies. And she had no receipts. So the fact that all of these people believed her and started going in on Cardi B, saying you shouldn't kiss your daughter, you got herpes, that just further shows how stupid and gullible they all are. I don't want stupid, gullible subscribers who just believe anything I say just because I say it. I call myself the queen of receipts because I keep receipts. I don't just be out here just saying stuff. And I wouldn't want a bunch of subscribers sitting there believing a bunch of BS because I'm sitting here spewing it with no facts, no receipts or proof. But sadly, a lot of people on social media, they believe whatever certain people tell them because they don't know any better, because they're gullible and they lack common sense and critical thinking skills. And that's just the facts. So they believe whatever they're told. The person don't have to show them one receipt. And that's safe. Because if you're a whole grown person and all somebody has to do is come tell you some BS and you believe it, you don't do no research, you don't go try to investigate it for yourself, you don't see no receipts from them, you just believe it, that's just not smart. That's just not smart. At the end of the day, I'm going to close out this live because, honey, I have said enough. In fact, probably too much. But I'll say this. It's good to know that now a lot of people on ScrewTube, they're going to have to be a lot more careful of what they say and who they send it about. And I'm going to say this. Anybody tells lies on me, you're going to get the business. And I'm talking about the legal business. Now, if you all think about it, you know, when people just tell malicious lies and stuff on people or whatever, and it gets back to you, and you know that these people are telling lies, and you don't do anything about it, that just leaves the door open for them to continue to do it even more so. So I don't play that. And neither should any of you. And at the end of the day, let that be a lesson to us all to be careful of what we say and to watch our words and to not say detrimental, negative, malicious things about people unless you absolutely factually know them to be true. Otherwise, please keep your mouth shut. Because I guarantee you, I don't want to be shelling out $4 million. I don't want to shell out $40, much less $4 million. Okay? Police. So anyway, what was said, maybe this is one of, oh, okay. That's an old comment. Hold on, let me get back up to date in the chat, people, before I close out. And you all stay tuned because in a couple of hours, I'm going to be starting the rest of my daily vitamins. Okay? Ooh, this chat is so far behind. Hold on. B-Zilla says super facts. Okay? Forever King said, TK hot wings platter $6.99. Chris said, if she drinks wine out of a box, who does that? Lil Marcus says, so she really is a plantation mammy trying to come up on butter biscuit. OG Patrice said, I text my girlfriend Jaguar Wright, who predicted the downfall of Tasha K and Storm's relationship. Now this karma is a beach. Really, OG Patrice? You got that right, honey. Karma is a beach, right? And that's another thing. I did a video about her back then when she was talking all that mess about Jaguar Wright. And I meant to say this. Somebody said this in the chat a while ago. I think it was Erica who said she's sitting there acting like she's down for black people or whatever. But you said something to the effect that she's acting like she's down for black people. But she was supposed to be linking up with Clive Davis. Right. You're linking up with Clive Davis to bring down another black person. I'm sorry. Say what now? We're supposed to think you're a whole freedom fighter now? You sitting up there that little fake script that you wrote yourself or maybe got somebody to help you with talking about violence in the black community and how bullets is flying and all this, that, and the third and genocide. Honey, boom, sit down somewhere. Sitting there talking about she going to link up with Clive Davis to bring down another black person. Please make that make sense, honey. What kind of revolutionary is she besides a fraudulent one, okay? I'm just saying, honey. Sam D said, isn't she teaching her children how to degenerate to be degenerate by gossiping and spreading lies about folk? Well, I wouldn't say she's teaching them anything good by doing that, definitely. Okay? So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want all of you to like and share. Fred said scripted babble. Davida said, Queen, I think she needs to lay off the wine and start a Why I Always Lie channel. Then maybe we can hear the truth. That would be a good title for a channel while you're talking about it. Okay? Why I Always Lie. And so, let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, Annabelle said she was way too jealous to stop. Absolutely. Your son said Pisces are the truth. Thank you, beloved. With that all being said, I'm telling you like this. Oh, but you know what? Tasha K is a Pisces. Yep, she sure is. Tasha K is a Pisces, honey. That's why I was listening to her in the first place. And then I was like, wait a minute, what kind of Pisces is she? But if you pay attention, the Pisces symbol is a symbol of two fish. One of those fish is going upstream and the other one's going downstream. And clearly, one of them is nefarious, okay? That would be her, okay? Me and her is two different types of Pisces. You see, you have the Pisces who are assertive, who are honest, and who don't bite their tongue and who don't sugarcoat stuff. And they tell it like it is, raw and uncut, whether you like it or not. That's me. And then you have the nefarious Pisces swimming downstream, the ones who lie, make up malicious gossip, and keep stuff going. That's her, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, with that all being said, TK thought she was going to win. I don't know why she thought that. I guess she did, but you know what? She probably thought it because she's a narcissist, and narcissists often think that they're so slick that they can manipulate anyone. Because in that courtroom, she clearly appeared to be trying to manipulate the judge and the jurors and everyone else, just as she does her subscribers. But you can see that didn't work, because unlike her subscribers, the judge and the jurors have critical thinking skills. Okay, so they saw right through her BS. And that's why the judge threw out that darn countersuit, where she's talking about Cardi B sent thugs to come and get her, gangbangers or whatever she called them, goons. That's another thing she couldn't substantiate. Even if goons did come knocking at her door, how did she know, or how could she possibly have known whether or not Cardi sent them? Did the goons tell her, hey, Cardi B sent us to come get you? How could she have known that? Did she have a private investigator investigate the situation to find out? Again, just saying a bunch of craziness. And sadly for her, she likely thought that she could just tell all these lies and say all this foolish stuff, and somebody was just going to believe it just because she said it and she thought she was convincing. But apparently not. Terry Hint said, I'm more like you, Queen. Thank you, beloved. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm about to conclude this broadcast. Make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen goes live. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Also, follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page. You can find me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, and last but not least, don't forget to tune in this evening after 5. I think I'm going to start my daily vitamins, my other 2 vitamins, at around 5:30. So make sure you're looking out for your notifications. I hope to see you all in the next chat. All right, enjoy the rest of this day. Peace.